The tired remains lay coiled on the sofa. Each time I catch sight of the filthy carcass, I shudder to think what a microscope would reveal. On numerous occasions, I've contemplated the covert disposal of this thinning shape that sheds anywhere he rests. But then, my cruel contemplations are overtaken by the guilt of knowing the undoubted devastation that my youngest child would endure. For the most part, I've grown accustomed to the wretches of these grimy beings. I cannot profess love, but after 20 years, I am resigned to the fact of their existence in my home. Here's how it all began. 1994 saw us welcome our first child, Alicia. It was also the period I unwittingly rescued our first petri dish, Pooh. Abandoned and left for the taking, I gently gathered the discarded bundle and hauled him home. Over the next 3 years, "Don't leave home without it" became our mantra. Not only did this bundle accompany us on our travels, he sprawled carelessly on the floor during bath time, adorned the pillow at night, and became a regular guest during meals. Although I was the culprit behind this mongrel my daughter adored, I found it hard to accept the impossibility of keeping this beast groomed. In 1997, our son Justin was born, and in what seemed like an instant, he began crawling. With this newfound skill, he was off like a shot, and before long was careening after the tempting tufts that faithfully followed his sister. After several successful missions of getting his hands on those tufts, Alicia proclaimed, "Justin needs his own poo." My innards recoiled as I envisioned another science fair project lounging around on the furniture. Who, in clear consciousness, could house 2 lab specimens under one roof? Now, if I were a drinking woman, I could blame my relenting on a drunken stupor, but such is not the case. Releasing a ragged breath, I stare at the snow-white puff curled amongst the Tonka trucks. It's only been a few days since this pallid creature joined our family, yet a familiar pattern is developing. Suddenly, this cloud of cotton has become a napping essential, and he, like Pooh, quietly hides under the dining table during meals. I curse under my breath and shove a foot towards the resting dust ball. What in the hell was I thinking? Now, by all womanly rights, raising 3 children is a job. Then you add those tag-alongs into the mix, and sister, you've created yourself a full-blown career. Critics spew I only have myself to blame. My stance, the doctor never encouraged just one more push and your owner's manual will be here. Thankfully, my first 6 years of serving in those parental trenches lent me some valuable lessons. 1, all bleeding wounds do not require stitches. 2, fallen morsels can still be consumed. And 3, a kiss from a dog won't cause worms. I mostly excelled while enlisted in those trenches. I paid attention during teachable moments and made mental notes for future reference. But I'll be damned if I can recall the lesson on birth control. Hello, 21st century and motherhood times 3. Oh, and that filthy carcass I mentioned in the beginning, he's off to becoming a full-fledged family member. As I go about my morning chores, I catch a glimpse of the weathered threads I rescued 20 years ago. I scoop the sprawled remains off the bathroom floor and caress the worn fringe. A tinge of pain grabs my heart, for this confidant holds secrets I'll never know. Tears sting my eyes as I visualize 2 decades of embedded emotions. I return poo to the pillow he adorns and praise the faded material for being there when I couldn't be. As I continue about my day, I recognize yet another wounded warrior who has loyally served his time. I resist the urge to don biohazard gear before heading to the site where the dilapidated ball rests. I scoop the delicate remains from the sofa and haul them to my youngest child's room. It is then that I am reminded that each of these sutured fragments are the fabric of my life, and they, like my children, are entwined in my heart forever.